Universally, after working with over 2,000 entrepreneurs since 2016, one of the biggest mistakes that I see entrepreneurs and people going after goals make is faulty assumptions. Now, by default, you don't know what you don't know if you haven't done the thing. I use this example 1,000 times. It's like riding a bicycle. You can look at somebody riding a bicycle, read about it, watch videos about it, but until you've actually started riding a bicycle and accomplished it, there are things that you just simply don't know that you don't know until you've done the thing. Ralph Waldo Emerson said, "He who does the thing shall have the power." There's a saying that I read recently that says, "Pessimists sound smart, but optimists make money." Now, I agree with that to a certain point. But back to what I said about faulty assumptions. If I had $1 for every time I heard an entrepreneur make projections, make assumptions that are pie in the sky, best case scenario, I'd have a couple $1,000 at least more right now. You may have experienced this yourself in your life. More than once, perhaps. You make assumptions that are best case scenario, and then after the fact, when everything's gone to shit, you look at it and you go, well, you know, in the spreadsheet, it went a lot differently. What's the solution? Well, obviously, the best solution is always going to be case specific to your unique situation and goal and so forth. To be able to give you a sort of blanket idea that you can start with is this. Wire together your plans such that even if the outcome and the result was abysmally and pathetically less than what your best assumptions are, it would still be a success. Okay? Sort of like alcohol. No matter how much of it you drink, it's going to do something. You don't know what, but it will do something. And whether you drink it in a small amount or large amount, it's going to make a change. Using that same idea, this is why programs like 75 Hard work. We can't predict how much more mentally tough you'll be at the end of 75 days. We can't predict how much your physique will transform, how much weight you'll lose, how many problems you'll solve. But what we do know is that there will be some kind of an outcome if you do 75 Hard properly the way it's laid out. So again, you want to have a plan of action like a 75 Hard, where even if you don't get the most magical, best case scenario outcome, you will still for sure get some kind of outcome. And an action plan, a plan of action, and a set of habits, structure, and alignment that adheres to that level of thinking is generally, in my experience, going to be radically different than a game plan that just assumes best case scenario outcomes, rosy colored glasses. Again, I have seen and come across so many bright people, ambitious, hardworking people that had a good idea, had a great goal, were willing to put in the work, but simply had very faulty assumptions and a plan of action that assumed best case scenario, best results, best outcomes for minimal input and effort. And in my experience, that will get you in trouble time and time again. So to avoid that trap, don't make assumptions that assume best possible outcome. Put together a plan that assumes you might end up with abysmally pathetic results and outcomes compared to what you want. And if that output is still could be measured as a success, now you've got a winning plan.